So I don't know, but I'm kind of excited. I think it'll be fun to mess with Bob tomorrow, or mess with Bob next week. It would be nice just to have him on the page and talk about things. Because I know, because you know the libertarian, there's always a libertarian argument about roads. You know, and so you know, I've heard that
about roads.
Okay, so so you've never heard this before. So check this shit out. So, libertarians are always like everything needs to be privatized, right? The government should do like next to nothing. Basically, is what libertarians look at things on, right? And so the joke argument used to always be, and it was more of a libertarians, because we used to hear this joke all the time, is people would go, well, you can't privatize everything. What about the roads? Who's going to maintain the road system? And libertarians are always like, well, we've seen how well the government does it. Do you really want them to keep maintaining the roads? And it was like, well, without government, and that was one of the things Bob was kind of brought up when we were talking. It was like, you know, the highway system and all that kind of stuff. But everybody's always like, oh my God, we wouldn't have any roads if it wasn't for the government. Well, you know who built the first paved road in the United States? Private industry.
Well, yeah. Well,
because they had to build roads if they wanted people to be able to get to their businesses.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I'm sorry, but that's a good thing. That just means more money circulating. Like, it's just... I don't know. I think there is a nice middle ground to be reached here,
and that's why I want Bob to be here and have a conversation, because you know we fall more on, well, and I'm probably even more libertarian than you are,
probably much more so,
but
because I love my rights, I will never be okay with giving them up. I hate to say it, but the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is I'm going to pay it forward.
Yeah,
you know, I've lived a very free life. It's nice.
Right.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
No.
And I haven't lived a perfect life. I don't want that to be misconstrued. I have dealt with hardship and so on. It's not been a perfect life, but hey, I had the freedom to get out.
That's very true.
You know, and people say, oh, like, what about what is it called? Basically the lower class.
What about all the poor people because they're stuck in X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, that's not real. I don't care what anyone says. America is built so that you can build yourself up.
Bootstraps kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
It's hard. People think it's not that hard. No, it's fucking hard. It's a lot of days of eating ramen. But if you're willing to eat ramen long enough, you can get out of any situation you want.
That's very true. Very true.
Like,
well, you say that, and and it's really funny. Oh, crap, what did I do? I don't know what no, never mind. Oh, I think I just reset the page. Oh, God, there we go. And that's it. And it's funny, though, because this conversation has been brought up in many philosophical discussions that I've seen. And there is a very good point there. I hate to go as far as to say as there's an argument for basic universal income, because I don't think that's the answer to the solution.
Which is
universal income's like basically everybody gets a paycheck from the government.
Oh yeah.
Like for like $500 or $1,000, something to where you wouldn't be starving. No matter what, you wouldn't be starving, right? And I don't like that idea. But I agree with some of the other people I've been listening to. Is there's something we've got to do to give people to level the playing field even better. Our playing field is pretty good nowadays, I would say, in the United States. But there are a philosopher, a clinical psychologist I like to listen to. He brought up a very valid point. Is that once you have a little bit of money, it's really easy to get a whole bunch more. Mm-hmm. But the problem is if you don't have any money at all, getting some is really hard to get.
Yeah.
So his thing is like, it's like, how do we fix that? How do we get it to where nobody has zero money without ending up in, basically, we want everybody to have an equal shot at a start, right? But that equal start, you don't want it to be universal basic income, because then universal basic income leads to laziness.
Yes.
Okay, whether people want to admit that or not, whether people want to go, oh, well, that's not what happened. I can't believe people are taking away the $600 a week extra for unemployment and da-da-da-da-da. Well, you're insulting to Americans that think that they won't be late, that think they're just going to take it and not look for a job. No, you're stupid if you think people, I'm sorry, it's just the honest to God fact. Yeah, if you give people a paycheck every single month, they're going to sit on their ass and not do anything because they don't have to.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but if you pay for everything for me, why would I work?
Exactly.
It doesn't. I have no incentive to at that point.
You have no incentive.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason communism doesn't work, or socialism, like in its purest form. So there's a reason they don't work. It's because there's no incentive. If everyone's entitled to something, then if I have to have food every week, like somebody has to give me food every week, and I have to have a roof over my head, mandatory. Why would I go to work?
Right. Very true.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. So I just had an epiphany, and I think I might have a solution. Okay. So what if, instead of a universal basic income, right? So basically, all right, so we've got everybody in the education system, okay? So what if, instead of universal basic income, upon graduation of high school, you get like an extremely low interest loan, right? Okay. So let's set up a system to where when you graduate high school, there's a program, and so instead of say right now, you've got everybody going to college, right? Okay, let's 86 that. And so instead, when you on completion of graduating high school, every graduate of high school gets an automatic guaranteed low interest loan for X amount of money. Let's say $50,000, right? On completion of graduating high school, you get a low interest loan for $50,000, right? So depending on what you decide to do with that money, if you decide to not take the loan, then obviously you don't have to worry about anything. If you decide to take the loan and go to school, okay, you treat it like a student loan. You don't have to start paying that loan. But
it's a low interest.
It's still a low interest loan. Cool. You don't have to start paying that back until you graduate school. Or you can take that $50,000 and you can use it for a trade school. Okay. Same thing. Then you leave it to where you don't have to pay it back until you're done with the trade school, right? Or you don't have to start paying it back until you're done with trade school.
Like a Head Start program.
Kind of, yeah. Or you can take that $50,000 and take it as a business loan.
Yeah.
And then for the first year of your business, for the first year after you use that money, after you've established your business, you don't have to pay loan. You don't have to pay any money back on that loan until after that first year of your business.
Okay, I like it.
Right. So then that gives everybody kind of a head start. That gives everybody That gives everybody an equal playing field, right? Or you've got the option of I don't want any help. You leave it as an option, not as a mandatory thing.
Yeah. And
that's just that's something I'm sure we can talk about and work out the details of. But that was something that just came to me just now.
Yeah, I love the idea. Another one would be. Hold on, pause.
It's fine. I need some water anyway.
But yeah.
Basic universal income making people lazy.
Oh yeah. Well, my concept for the solution would be honestly what you were saying. And then maybe some more incentives for business, like large business, like textile and stuff, to be done in the U.S. That might be a good, I hate to say it, but a good place for the government to help out and start, start producing some machines, or, incentivizing companies to start manufacturing again in the U.S. Just little maybe tax breaks and stuff to really get business going, so that whenever somebody gets, the loan you were saying, it might be nice to incentivize people to go into maybe something along the lines of working in a textile factory, like a specialized position there. Different things like that. It would just be nice to really give people an incentive to start working.